Hey guys, and welcome back. Right here is the Audi S3. I'm going to give it its first oil change from myself, of course. Hope the guy before at least took it in or did the oil changes as well. But it's one of the things I always like to do after I get a car from auction. Put everything back together, make sure everything works, and then give it its first oil and any other fluid change if it's a car with more miles on it. This is relatively new. All the fluids look pretty clean in it, so we're going to stick with those. After that, we'll take a trip to the dealership, the Audi dealership to be more specific, and pick up what I believe to be. Now, I might have said this once before, but this time I really believe it to be the last part I need for this Audi S3. It's not anything really exciting, although they're charging like it's something that's really exciting. It's all part of the rebuild. Once I get that part, I will be able to total everything up and hopefully in the next video or two, or maybe the most 3, give you the final total on what it costs to build the Audi S3. Now let's get to the oil change. I got a pretty cool gadget that's supposed to help us do it a little easier. So right here we've got everything that I would typically use for the oil change. Of course, oil filter, I've got the engine cover off, and I've got my trusty old Rhino ramps that are probably due for a new set. Now, the funny thing is I actually put the S3 up on Rhino ramps. It's got a plastic oil pan. I know I've told you guys that before, but it's really strange. There's not really a drain plug that I could find in it. It does have some sort of like plastic ordeal that I'm guessing that probably is the drain plug. So there is a drain plug. It's just not your typical, socket drain plug. I think it uses more like an Allen key or something. But anyway, on Audis and a lot of German cars, what you have is the oil filter right here, dipstick right there. Some BMWs, they got rid of the dipsticks. But with the oil filter and everything right there, a lot of the dealerships, and especially from what I understand, the Mercedes dealership as well, have moved to using oil vacuums instead of draining the oil. It just is less time consuming, it's cleaner and everything like that. So I got an oil extractor pump, and not the typical oil extractor pump. Here in my garage, I have lots of motor oil. But you know what I like better than motor oil? Actually, so this right here on the ground, I'm gonna see if I can get it in the light a little bit better, is my old oil extractor pump. I bought it when I bought the V12 Mercedes. This is a topsider MVP. And basically, you take this long tube, you put it in, you pump this a few times, create vacuum, and then suck the oil into the tank. And I'll be honest with you, it worked pretty well. That is the 1 or 2 times I used it. I haven't really used it past that 1 or 2 times. So the issue becomes that it's been sitting for a few years now, the gaskets are dried up, and it just doesn't work anymore. This thing costs probably 50 or 60 bucks. It wasn't worth it for me to use it 1 or 2 times, but again, that's my fault for only using it 1 or 2 times. This one that I bought from Northern Tool is quite a bit different. I don't love getting underneath cars. Blah, blah, blah. For the next 3 minutes, what I end up doing is just explaining how this simple pump works. You guys probably have figured it out at this point, but if you haven't, I'm gonna send it over to Daniel Day-Lewis from one of my favorite movies. He explains perfectly how a pump like this works. Here he is. Now in the comments section below, hit me up. A lot of people don't like oil extractor pumps. They say the only real way to do it is by draining the oil underneath using the drain plug. Some other people will tell you won't get enough oil or enough of the old dirty oil out using an extractor pump. Some people only swear by extractor pumps. A lot of the Mercedes guys say you'll get more dirty oil out of the car using them. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you ever used one of these things? Do you like using one of these things? Are you totally against using one of these things? Let me know below. All right, the car is running. Let's give it like 5-6 minutes to warm up. And we'll hook everything up, see if this thing works. right, we are not done, but as you can probably tell by the smile on my face, I am extremely excited about how effortless that was. And look, there's no mess. There's literally no mess. I didn't pump a single thing. I hooked a few things up, pressed the button, but not to screw this job up. I really got to go find one more container to get the rest of that oil into another container. This car takes right around 6 quarts, a little bit under. And I really am thrilled with as good of a job as this is doing. The oil was nice and warm. So let me go real quick. I'm gonna shut this off, find a small container, fill the rest of this oil in. It shouldn't be much more because I've almost got a whole gallon here. That's another thing, when you're doing an oil change, how often do you like drain 5 quarts, but you only really like fill up 3/4 of the bottle because the rest of it goes into paper towels on the floor, everywhere else? Such a nuisance. Let me go find a quick bottle so I can dump the rest of this and get this job over with. I'm super, super excited. 20 bucks, guys. I'm not even finished with this job, and as long as it finishes the job, you got to go out, Northern Tool, buy one of these things. I found a little old bottle that I use for brake fluid in this car, actually, and so we're going to hope that that finishes up this job. Oh no, fuck! I wanted a no mess oil change, and my bottle was just not big enough. Now it's just doing a little final draining. You can hear the pump isn't really doing hardly any more working. So we're gonna move this around, and it's really just dribbling at this point, but a little bit more oil's coming through. We'll finish it up and I'll clean that little mess up. But hey, that's the smallest mess ever I've ever had on record doing a oil change. So next time it's gonna be even better. Again, I can't say enough good things about a little $20 pump here. Now this is super bizarre. Look, I bought a Beck and Arnley oil filter. Bought tons of those in the past. I open it up, and inside is a box for a Hengst. I don't know anything about a Hengst, and I'm not opposed to trying it out, but that's kind of like a bait and switch. But I'm sure that Beck and Arnley is either their secondary brand, or maybe they just contract out with this company and provide their filters for ones that they don't make. Either way, it's gonna work. So let's hook it all up and finish this thing out. And that's how you do the easiest oil change on like every single German car that keeps the filter up top. Now, I'm just gonna go turn it on, do the test, you know, check the dipstick, top it off if I need to. But right now I got a little dilemma, and that dilemma is, should I take the S3 to the dealership, or should I take the Fiesta ST to the dealership? The Fiesta ST hasn't gotten a lot of love, especially since I've been out of town and everything. I'm really leaning towards that. What I'm gonna do is leave it in the hands of you guys. I'm gonna take to Instagram right now. If you're not following me already, follow right here. And we got a lot of cool things going on there. We even got a competition going on. Guess the price of the Audi S3. If someone comes within a certain amount of money, they're gonna win something. But we are going to take one or the other. Let me hop on Instagram. Let me finish this job up, clean up. I'm all sweaty, as you can see. This is the first day we've gotten without rain in like the past week. So that's a good thing, but it means the sun's back out and I'm in Florida. So let me get cleaned up. We'll clean this thing up, and then we'll head on to the dealership. And surprise, surprise, you guys picked the Audi S3. And how did I know? Well, let's hop in. We'll talk on the road. Jeez. All right, we are at the Audi dealership, and here's the part. The really boring, but fairly pricey fender liner. And I looked around for a used one of these. And for an S3, you know, the S3 has these vents in it because there's intercoolers in the front, like on each side. And I just couldn't find one around. You want to know how much it costs? It lists for $160. I get a little bit of a discount, $128 total with tax, $136.96. So for all you guys, whoa, shit. For all you guys at home tallying up, you might get a better idea what the S3 costs, but you'll know soon enough, the next few days, we'll call it. And with that discussion behind us on the road, we're gonna bring this video to an end. Again, if you're not already following me on Instagram, a lot of the stuff we talk about here, we preview on Instagram. There's a competition going on Instagram, so go ahead, follow, throw your name in the hat to try and win something based on the price of the Audi S3. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed that cheap oil changing pump, that I don't think anybody will enjoy that pump as much as I did. But if you did, be sure to hit that like button. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon.